B. THC measurable cannabis products. For purposes of paragraph 1b, the term applicable rate per gram means, with respect to any cannabis product removed during any calendar year, 8% of the prevailing sales price of tetrahydronaban sold in the United States during the 12-month period ending one calendar quarter before such calendar year, expressed on a per gram basis, as determined by the Secretary. D. Time of attachment on cannabis products. The tax under this section shall attach to any cannabis product as soon as such product is in existence as such, whether it be subsequently separated or transferred into any other substance, either in the process of original production or by any subsequent process. Sec. 5902. Definitions. A. Definitions related to cannabis products. For purposes of this chapter, 1. Cannabis product. O. In general, except as provided in subparagraph B, the term cannabis product means any article which contains or consists of cannabis. B. Exceptions. The term cannabis product shall not include an FDA-approved article or industrial hemp. See the FDA-approved article. The term FDA-approved article means any article if the producer or importer thereof demonstrates to the satisfaction of the Secretary of Health and Human Services that such article is neither drug that is approved under Section 505 of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act or licensed under Section 351 of the Public Health Service Act, or I for which an investigational use exemption has been authorized under Section 505 of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, or under Section 351A of the Public Health Service Act, or to the combination product as described in Section 503G of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, the constituent parts of which were approved or cleared under Section 505, 510K, or 515 of such Act. Deep industrial hemp. The term industrial hemp means the plant Cannabis sativa L, and any part of such plant, whether growing or not, with a delta-9-tetrahydronaban concentration of not more than 0.3% on a dry weight basis. 2. THC measurable cannabis product. The term THC measurable cannabis product means any cannabis product with respect to which the Secretary has made a determination that the amount of tetrahydronaban in such product can be measured with a high degree of accuracy, or B, which is not cannabis flower, and the concentration of tetrahydronaban in which is significantly higher than the average such concentration in cannabis flower. 3. Cannabis. The term cannabis has the meaning given such term under Section 102(16) of the Controlled Substances Act of 21 U.C. 802(16). B. Definitions related to cannabis enterprises. For purposes of this chapter, 1. Cannabis enterprise. The term cannabis enterprise means a producer, importer, or export warehouse proprietor. 2. Producer. In general, the term producer means any person who plants, cultivates, harvests, grows, manufactures, produces, compounds, converts, processes, prepares, or packages any cannabis product. Beef personal use exception, subject to regulation prescribed by the Secretary. The term producer shall not include any individual otherwise described in subparagraph, but if the only cannabis product described in such subparagraph with respect to such individual is for personal or family use and not for sale. Breed importer. The term importer means any person who is in the United States and to whom non-tax paid cannabis products produced in a foreign country or a possession of the United States are shipped or consigned. B removes cannabis products for sale or consumption in the United States from a customs bonded warehouse or receives, smuggles, or otherwise unlawfully brings any cannabis product into the United States. For the export warehouse proprietor, dashed as in general, the term export warehouse proprietor means any person who operates an export warehouse. The export warehouse. The term export warehouse means a bonded internal revenue warehouse for the storage of cannabis products, upon which the internal revenue tax has not been paid by for subsequent shipment to a foreign country or a possession of the United States, or 2 for consumption beyond the jurisdiction of the internal revenue laws of the United States. 5. A cannabis production facility. The term cannabis production facility means an establishment which is qualified under subchapter C to perform any operation for which such qualification is required under such subchapter. See other definitions. For purposes of this chapter, 1. Produce. The term produce includes any activity described in subsection B2. 2. Removal. Remove. The terms removal or remove means of the transfer of cannabis products from the premises of a producer, or the transfer of such products from the bonded premises of a producer to a non-bonded premises of such producer. B. Release of such products from customs custody, or C. Smuggling or other unlawful importation of such products into the United States. 3. Removal price. The term removal price means of except as otherwise provided in this paragraph, the price for which the cannabis product is sold in the sale which occurs in connection with the removal of such product. B. In the case of any such sale, which is described in section 5903C, the price determined under such section, and C. If there is no sale which occurs in connection with such removal, the price which would be determined under section 5903C if such product was sold at a price which cannot be determined. Sec. 5903. Liability and method of payment. A. Liability for tax. 1. Original liability. The producer or importer of any cannabis product shall be liable for the taxes imposed thereon by section 5901. 2. Transfer of liability. In general. When cannabis products are transferred without payment of tax, pursuant to subsection B or C of section 5904, except as provided in clause 2, the transferee shall become liable for the tax upon receipt by the transferee of such articles, and the transferor shall thereupon be relieved of their liability for such tax. And 2. In the case of cannabis products which are released in bond from customs custody for transfer to the bonded premises of a producer, the transferee shall become liable for the tax on such articles upon release from customs custody, and the importer shall thereupon be relieved of their liability for such tax. B. Return to bond. All provisions of this chapter applicable to cannabis products in bond shall be applicable to such articles returned to bond upon withdrawal from the market, or returned to bond after previous removal for a tax-exempt purpose. B. The method of payment of tax. 1. In general. The taxes paid on basis of return. The taxes imposed by Section 5901 shall be paid on the basis of return. The Secretary shall, by regulations, prescribe the period or the event to be covered by such return, and the information to be furnished on such return. B. The application to transferees. In the case of any transfer to which subsection A2 ever applies, the tax under Section 5901 on the transferee shall, if not otherwise relieved by reason of a subsequent transfer to which such subsection applies, it be imposed with respect to the removal of the cannabis product from the bonded premises of the transferee. C. Postponement. Any postponement under this subsection of the payment of taxes determined at the time of removal shall be conditioned upon the filing of such additional bonds, and upon compliance with such requirements as the Secretary may prescribe for the protection of the revenue. The Secretary may, by regulations, require payment of tax on the basis of a return prior to removal of the cannabis products where a person defaults in the postponed payment of tax on the basis of a return under this subsection or regulations prescribed thereunder. D. Administration and penalties. All administrative and penalty provisions of this title, insofar as applicable, shall apply to any tax imposed by Section 5901. 2. Time for payment of taxes. O. In general. Except as otherwise provided in this paragraph, in the case of taxes on cannabis products removed during any semi-monthly period under bond for deferred payment of tax, the last day for payment of such taxes shall be the 14th day after the last day of such semi-monthly period. B. Imported articles. In the case of cannabis products, which are imported into the United States, the following provisions shall apply. In general. The last day for payment of tax shall be the 14th day after the last day of the semi-monthly period during which the article is entered into the customs territory of the United States. 2. Special rule for entry of warehousing. Except as provided in Clause 4, in the case of an entry for warehousing, the last day for payment of tax shall not be later than the 14th day after the last day of the semi-monthly period during which the article is removed from the first such warehouse. 3. Foreign trade zones. Except as provided in Clause 4 and in regulations prescribed by the Secretary, articles brought into a foreign trade zone shall, notwithstanding any other provision of law, be treated for purposes of this subsection as if such zone were a single customs warehouse. 4. Exception for articles destined for export. Clauses 2 and 3 shall not apply to any article which is shown to the satisfaction of the Secretary to be destined for export. Seed cannabis products brought into the United States from Puerto Rico.